I think people underestimate the power of being phenomenal leaders.
What's your thoughts on dental leadership and how that works and how you help people in that area?
Well, leadership is this broad concept, but it actually is very strategic because I think sometimes we use words like leadership and they get caught up with servant leadership sometimes, and then core values and mission, and sometimes it turns fluffy, but it's actually not. The idea of leadership, when I came into this industry, one of the things I saw right away was a lack of leadership, and that actually wasn't anyone's fault. It was because people were in the chair all day long. They couldn't actively lead the organization. They were deferring that to somebody else. And so there's oftentimes a lack of leadership. But I truly, understanding where the business is going, understanding the strategy of the business, understanding strategy as a whole, one of the greatest lacks in this industry is lack of people understand operational effectiveness, but they don't understand strategy. They understand cost efficiency, but not strategy. So I think that there's this idea of leadership is understanding how to lead people, sharing that common vision, sharing why we're doing what we're doing, why you should be on my bus. And it's interesting you say, during this time as we're trying to attract people into the organization, people will leave a job and go somewhere else because of someone's vision, because
Yep.
of the direction of the business, because they can see that there is leadership in the growth of the practice. Oftentimes, showing somebody that there's a potential for growth in the organization and that you are willing to invest in the organization and you have a vision and you have there's a large group that I work with, just an amazing group, started small and they're a very large group now. And they have the four core principles of leadership in their practice, and they've made it a hallmark. So I think people underestimate the power of being phenomenal leaders. And if we look to great organizations, those great organizations had powerful, amazing leaders. And sometimes people think leadership is just having all this charisma. Some of us have more or less charisma, but leadership is understanding your vision. It is communicating. It is communicating that. It is creating a delegation and a system to make decisions. It is understanding your numbers. It is all those things, because just like we wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, so do they oftentimes. And
Yeah.
and knowing that their leaders at the helm allows people to make it. And the day that comes, and it will, especially in this marketplace, where the hygienist says, this is a great market. Should I leave and go somewhere else and get more money? The only thing that will keep them at your practice is your vision, is the
Yep.
leadership. And it's probably, I would argue, more important than it ever has been if you want to retain top talent.